Welcome into the Herm, better known as Herman Athletic Center, here on the campus of William Peace University in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. We're here for a little evening basketball between your William Peace Pacers and the visiting captains of Christopher Newport University. This is the home opener for the women's team here at William Peace, and this is the second year for Coach Graham Smith. And in his second year, man, if you didn't know it already, what a complete team rehaul and just a new look for the Pacers between this year and last year. A lot of new faces. In fact, so many new faces, only 3 returners from last year's roster. And one of those new Pacers that you're going to be seeing a lot of has already started to make a big impact. Lauren Cross, a sophomore transfer out of Urbana, Illinois. She currently leads the team in scoring, field goal percentage, three-point percentage, and steals, and is already making a great impact for the Pacers. William Peace comes into tonight's game already 3-1. They're on a 1-game winning streak. Their last game they won. They split their last 2 games. They were at the Cougar Classic in Danville, Virginia. The first game they lost to Piedmont. And then the second game, which was their latest game they played, they won against Huntington. And in that game, Michaela Ray had a double-double. She had 19 points, 14 rebounds. And Lauren Cross, who I've been talking a lot about already, had 16 points in that game. And the Pacers shot 41% from the field and 32 points coming from them in the paint. So a really good start so far this season for the Pacers as they are 3-1. The captains, on the other hand, they're not doing too bad themselves so far this year. They're 4-1 on a 3-game winning streak. They won their last game at Bridgewater College, 106-67. Julia Ng was the lead scorer in that game. She had a double-double. She had 11 points and 12 rebounds. As the players are coming to mid-court here on the Pacer Sports Network for this home opener here at the Herm between the Pacers and the captains. Michaela Ray at center court for the Pacers. Pacers in white with green and gray trim as they're going to start off with the ball. They're heading to my left. The captains of Newport, Christopher Newport University, they'll be going to my right as we are underway. As Michaela Ray comes from the top of the key down low, and she's going to get things started. Michaela Ray, another big player for the Pacers, senior, I believe, as she scores the first bucket, 2-0 Pacers. There's a right wing 3 by Sandra Fan. As it's going to go back Pacers' way. Sierra Baker checks it in, and now she's got it. Long cross, passes down the court to Mariah Parton. Now back up to Parton. Lauren Cross at the top of the key. Jamisha Sanders decides to drive in, but it looks like that's going to be an obvious travel call as the captains are going to get the ball back. Bailey Hodges will inbound pass the ball. As it looks like the Pacers are setting up in a full court press right here off the bat. Long pass down the court, but intercepted by Mariah Parton. A turnover for the captains. Now there's Lauren Cross, as we talked earlier. There's her first 2 points of the game. 4-0 Pacers lead it with 8:50 left on the clock here in the first quarter. It's a deep left wing 3. No good from Sandra Fan. And now she intercepts a pass and brings it right back up for the captains. That's a turnover for the Pacers, their first one of the day. Fan up and no good on the layup attempt as Michaela Ray is going to bring it up for the Pacers. Pacers slow things down. Baker over to Mariah Parton. She drives over and now dishes it off to Cross. And now a pass to the right wing. There's a 3-point attempt by Jamisha Sanders, no good. And a little scuffle for the ball. It's going to stay here with the Pacers as Sierra Baker is out of bounds, going to pass it in as the defenses of the captains and the offense of the Pacers get set up to go. Pass inbounds. There's a three-point attempt from Baker, and that's going to be good. Looks like her foot was just inside the line, so no three. It's going to be a deep two, though. 6-0 Pacers lead it. 7:52 on the clock. Top of the key now for Kirkland. A bounce pass inside. Simmons is going to get the first bucket for Christopher Newport. Long pass down the court to Sanders. Layup no good. She gets her own rebounds and puts it right back in. 8-2 Pacers. Hodges passes it over to Fan. She's on the right wing, passes it to Willinger. Shot no good, into the hands of a Pacer rebounder. But a wild pass from Lauren Cross is going to go out of bounds. 8-2 Pacers lead it. 7:21 left in the quarter. Bailey Hodges will inbound pass it to Fan. Pacers still in their full court press defense. Simmons a pass out to Fan on the right wing, defended by Baker. And Terwilliger is going to get that bucket to go. It's 8-4. Pacers still lead it by 4. Attempted interception there. Good play by Anaya Simmons. Looks like it's going to stay with the Pacers, though, as that ball goes out on her. Mariah Parton, inbound pass to Cross. Now pass back over to Parton. She drives inside, a little step back deep two. Hard left off the iron and into the hands of Sandra Fan for the captains. Full head of steam. A little bit of contact there from a Pacer defender. She misses the layup, but one of her teammates picks her up. It's 8-6 now as the captains are closing in on that Pacer lead. 6:35 left to go in the first quarter. Right wing three, no good. It's hard off the iron, but rebounded by Jamisha Sanders. And now a pass back into Sanders. Almost lost that, but she got it right back. She dribbles inside, now goes back out, and attempted to hand it off to Sierra Baker, but it looks like Baker was not quite expecting that pass, and she travels with it. Turnover for the Pacers. Captains are going to have the ball. 8-6 Pacers lead it by 2. We've got 6:15 to go here in the first quarter. Bailey Hodges looks over to her coach, was a little bit confused on his play call there. Right wing, bounce pass inside. Terwilliger again, that's her second inside bucket of the day, and that's going to tie it up at 8 with 5:55 to go in the first quarter. Lauren Cross will lob pass inside to Sanders. Deep two by Sanders, and that goes straight to the back of the net. Pacers reclaim that lead, 10-8. Now Jasmine Norman looking up at the shot clock. 22 on that shot clock, a shot up by Felicia McInnes. No good, hard off the iron. Pacers rebounded it. Now Cross pass down to Sierra Baker with nobody defending her. That's another bucket for the Pacers. McInnes, left wing three by Simmons, no good. Pacers take it right back. Cross coming up the floor. Dribbles past the defender, but a wild layup attempt, doesn't even draw iron, and that was into the hands of Terwilliger of the captains. It's coming back to Christopher Newport. Layup attempt good by Jasmine Norman. It's 12-10 Pacers. They lead it by 2 with 4:46 to go in the first quarter. Now the captains in a full court defense, much like the Pacers have been doing, and there's going to be a foul. Looks like there's going to be a good swap of players by both sides here. Looks like 3 subs going in for the captains and 2 for the Pacers. As Sierra Baker will take this one out of bounds for the Pacers. Officials confirming to make sure it's Pacer ball, making sure the clock's good to go. As Sierra Baker will get ready to inbound pass it right here in front of us at the scorers table. As Lauren Cross will now bring this up. She passes mid-floor. Dribbles past a few captain defenders, and now a double team on Sierra Baker, but she managed to get it out to Sydney Austin. Dribble inside, mid-range two, no good, but rebounded. And now players on the floor, as it was in the hands of Sydney Austin for William Peace, and it looks like it's going to stay here with the Pacers. Sierra Baker out of bounds now to check it back in. Lauren Cross up on the right side towards midcourt as she'll pass it over to Baker. Baker dribbles around, defended by Julia Hobbs. A wild layup attempt, no good by Kiera Williams, and it's going to come back to Christopher Newport. Turnover for the Pacers. Jessica Foster, one of those substitutions, now bringing it up. One of those subs for the captains. Now McInnes dribbles it in on the right side, and that's going to be a foul, and she's going to get the bucket and get an and one attempt from the line. McInnes, a sophomore guard, 5'10", from Clarksburg, Maryland. Went to Clarksburg High School, as a matter of fact, as she's at the line. 12-12 ball game now with 3:48 to go in the first quarter. And that bucket's going to go. And that is the first lead of the day for the captains. They are up 13-12. They lead it by one. Right corner three by Cross. No good as it swirls out, but rebounded by Khadijah Daniels, one of those returners from last year. She drives inside, dribbles around the bucket, and it goes in as the Pacers reclaim that lead. They're up by one now, 14-13 with 3:24 to go. McInnes passes it to the top of the key to Jasmine Norman, Jasmine Norman. Right wing now, Jessica Foster dribbles around. Khadijah Daniels is going to get called for the blocking foul, looks like, as she was playing some hard defense there on Foster. That's Khadijah Daniels' first personal foul of the game. 14-13, Pacers lead this one by one. Sandra Fan passes it inside. And now Ng, who had a double-double last game for the captains, she's going to drive inside, loses her footing, and there's a turnover into the hands of Sydney Austin for the Pacers. Now, Eva Holloway with the deep two, and that's going to be good and extend that Pacer lead to three. 16-13, Pacers lead it. 2:45 to go in the first quarter. Sandra Fan, top of the key. Defended by Cross. Foster, lob pass inside to Terwilliger, and that's going to be a good bucket. I think that's her third inside bucket of the day, as Khadijah Daniels is double teamed, but finds Sydney Austin in the right corner. Three-point attempt, no good. Sandra Fan, wild layup attempt, but it looks like she's going to draw a foul there. As two subs coming in now for the captains. Three subs coming in for the Pacers. Smiley, Parton, and Michaela Ray all checking in for the Pacers now with 2:14 to go in the first quarter. 16-15. Pacers lead it by one. They've led most of the quarter. But now that lead is tied, and it's 16-16. Second free throw good from Sandra Fan. Michaela Ray crosses midcourt. Attempts to go down low, but nothing really there as Khadijah Daniels is going to get called for the travel down low. Another turnover for the Pacers. It's going to come back captain's way with 2:06 to go in the first quarter. 16-17, captains lead by one. Foster with the ball up top. Crosses the midcourt logo, defended by Smiley. Fan drove inside, but nothing there. Kicks it out to Foster, who attempted a three, but it's no good. Khadijah Daniels leading the charge down for the Pacers, and now dribbles it back up to the top to let everything kind of reset. Daniels pass over to Austin. Pass inside to Michaela Ray. Little spin move defended by Terwilliger, and she's going to get that bucket to go. I believe that's her first one of the day. 18-17 Pacers reclaim the lead. They're up one with a minute and a half to go. Sub now coming in for the captains. It's going to be Hobbs in for Terwilliger. And Winky coming in for Jessica Foster with a minute 25 to go. 18-17, Pacers up by one. They've led most of the quarter. Been very back and forth so far, though. Sydney Austin, that was her first foul of the game, her personal foul. Peace, 3 of their last 4. And a bucket inside by the captains is going to fall. And they now take the lead back from the Pacers. Very back and forth affair with a minute 13 to go. Michaela Ray getting trapped right here in front of the scorer's table, trying to dribble out. And a turnover forced as it's into the hands of Anaya Simmons. Right corner, wide open three, no good. That three-point attempt by Kiana Kirkland, no good. As the Pacers will bring it back up. Smiley out of bounds. Captains in a full-court defense. Smiley dribbles through traffic, passes it off to Parton. And now looks like there's going to be a foul on the captains of Christopher Newport. Ball checked in now by Parton to Khadijah Daniels. That foul was on Bailey Hodges. That was her first of the game. Khadijah to Ray. Top of the key. Ray drives inside, defended by 2 captains defenders. And it looks like it's going to go out of bounds. Offensive foul looks like on Ray. Her first foul of the game, her second turnover of the game for Michaela Ray. 37.3 seconds to go, 18-19. Captains lead it by 1 as they bring the ball up. 24 on the shot clock. Pass to the left wing. Fan, now top of the key. Simmons. And she's going to get an and one attempt. Bucket falls. Blocking foul. She's got 6 points. Anaya Simmons, 6 points today as she extends that lead to 3 for the captains. They lead at 21-18 with 22 seconds to go. That was Smiley's first foul of the game for William Peace. As the free throw falls to extend the captain's lead to 4 with 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Khadijah Daniels, fast break up the floor. And there's going to be another turnover by the Pacers, the second straight. Daniels' second foul, second turnover of the game. An offensive foul, 16.7 seconds to go. Captains lead it 22-18 over the Pacers. Crossing the midcourt logo was Hodges. She passes it inside. Fan is going to get that layup attempt to go as it drops right in the bucket. And that's going to do it for the first quarter between William Peace and Christopher Newport. The captains of Christopher Newport lead this one 24-18. Stay with us on the Pacers Sports Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Pacer Sports Network. Captains of Christopher Newport lead this one 24-18 as the players are back on the court. And we will get this second quarter underway as number 15, Sandra Fan, checks the ball in to Bailey Hodges. And here we go in the second quarter. Top of the key, Simmons, blocked by Michaela Ray, but she loses it out of bounds. Great play by Ray. Clearly frustrated with herself as she bangs the floor. And it's going to stay here with the Captains. 24-18, they lead it by 6. 9:49 to go in the second quarter. Hodges looking for some options. She hands it off to Simmons. Good defense, though, by the Pacers as that layup attempt is no good. Ball out of bounds. Looks like it went off of the foot of Julia Hobbs for the Captains, and Pacers are going to get the ball back and get their first crack at it here in the second quarter. 24-18, Christopher Newport lead it. Michaela Ray, left corner, drives inside, a pass to the right side. Shot no good, but rebounded. Sanders got her own rebound there, but still no good on the second try. And now back here with the captain, Sandra Fan, passes it over to Kirkland. Inside layup attempt is good and pushes that captain's lead out to 8 as they're up 26-18 with just 9 minutes, just a few seconds over 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Pass almost intercepted by Simmons. Michaela Ray, 2-point attempt, no good. Both teams scrambling for the ball. And it looks like it's going to stay here with the Pacers as Graham Smith, coach of the Pacers, second-year coach of the Pacers, calls a timeout. Christopher Newport leads at 26-18 with 8:57 to go in the first half in the second quarter. Game 3 of a 4-game road trip Christopher Newport is on. They're out of Newport News, Virginia. And, you know, just watching Christopher Newport in warm-ups, one of the things that stood out to me is, you know, and like I said, they're 4-1. And one of the things that stood out to me as they were warming up is just they look like they have fun as a team. And, you know, I think that being cohesive and just gelling and clicking as a team is one of the most important things, hence their 4-1 record. As players are back out onto the court, Pacers have the ball, a little lob pass, no good, and literally nobody there. A turnover from Mariah Parton of the Pacers as the Captains will take this one right back. Sandra Fan passes it in to Bailey Hodges as she jogs it up the floor, crosses the midcourt logo. 8:50 to go in the first half. Fan at the top of the key looking for some options. She finds Kiana Kirkland, who drives in and a bounce pass to Anaya Simmons. A little bit of contact there. Thought she might have had a foul, but the ball's going to go out of bounds and stay with the Captains anyway. Pass in to Terwilliger. And now Hodges drives in, a pass to Fan, air ball from the right corner 3. Out of bounds, but off of a Pacer defender. Jamisha Sanders of the Pacers, to be more exact. The Captains are going to keep the ball as they lead it by 8, 26-18. 8.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Pamela Mock checks in now for the Pacers as the Captains pass it in. Here's Fan. A little step back 3. Beat the shot clock, but no good as it hit the back iron. Mock passes it down to Baker, who slows the tempo just a little bit. A pass over to Cross. Defended by Hodges of the Captains. And now a handoff. Now inside to Ray. Defended by Terwilliger, but she gets it to go anyway. 26-20. Pacers cut that lead to 6. 8 minutes to go in the first half. A Fan pass inside. Simmons lost it, but gained it back. Did Kiana Kirkland as she tiptoed just enough to not go over the midcourt line. Terwilliger is going to get that layup to go. The Captains have that lead back up to 8, 28-20. Captains in a full court press defense. Pass in now to Sanders, but she lost it as Hodges passes it up to Fan. Now Terwilliger. Top of the key three, no good, and into the hands of a Pacer rebounder. That rebounder being Lauren Cross. As she crosses midcourt, passes it inside now to Sanders. Little fadeaway jumper, no good. Captains bring it right back as Simmons makes contact with a Pacer defender and hits the floor. As we got a nice little swap of players for both the Pacers and the Captains. That foul on Jamisha Sanders, that's her first of the game for the Pacers. 28-20. Captains lead it with 7:10 to go in the second quarter. Pass in now by Norman. Norman, top of the key, drives inside. Little floater, bounces off the back iron and into the hands of Sydney Austin, who brings it up hard for the Pacers, kicks it off to the right corner to Baker. And now Baker to Mock at the top of the key, who drives inside, layup, little strong, and into the hands of the Captains as they bring it up quick. Tempo picking up now here at the Herm. 28-20, Captains lead it. Three-point attempt, no good by Foster. Tipped around a little bit, but into the hands eventually of Cross, who takes it coast to coast for the Pacers. 22-28, that lead now down to 6. 6.5 minutes, just under 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Foster hands it off, and now top of the key. Captain swinging it around. Gallagher gives it off to Foster on the left side. Bounce pass to the left corner, three-point attempt. Strong, though, by Jasmine Norman. And Pacers get it back. As Mock will pass it in. Christopher Newport in that full court press defense as Michaela Ray now has it. Bounce pass inside to Austin, and she's going to get an attempt at an and one as that bucket falls. Pacers cut that lead to 4. Sydney Austin will have a chance to make that lead 3. Just under 6 minutes to go in the first half, 5:56 to be exact. That foul on Julia Hobbs, her second of the game for the Captains. A substitution for the Captains. Costly in for Hobbs. Sydney Austin's free throw was good. And that lead cut to 3, 28-25. Christopher Newport still leads it. A turnover now, and into the hands of Cross. Austin again. Layup good. That lead now down to 1. 5.5 to go. Timeout. Christopher Newport is the intensity picking up here at the Herm. Momentum swinging into the Pacers' direction. 28-27. They're down 1, but well on their way to taking that lead right back. Stay with us here at the Pacer Sports Network. Welcome back to the Pacer Sports Network. If you're just joining us, you just missed a nice little burst of energy by the Pacers offense. Sydney Austin, William Peace with a good little contribution here in the last 30 seconds or so as that Captain's lead is just down to 1. It's been around 6 or 8 for most of the half, most of the quarter, I should say, but it's now down to 1 as Christopher Newport checks it in. Foster, top of the key, bounce pass over to Norman. Attempts to go inside. Pacer defense blocks her way. Terwilliger, that was Costly, not Terwilliger. Three-point attempt, gets a rebound. Goes up for the layup and fouled by Sierra Baker. Zoe Costly, freshman forward out of Westminster, Maryland. He's going to get a pair of free throws. The first one well short off the iron. That was Baker's first foul of the game. 5:16 to go in the second quarter. Second free throw from Costley is good, putting that captain's lead back out to 2. Captains in that full court defense they've been in most of the second quarter. Long pass down to Austin, tipped, but she gets the rebound and kicks it out. And now Cross has it at the top of the key. Inside, handoff to Mock. Mock finds Ray at the top of the key. Ray drives in, pass to Sydney Austin, almost intercepted. Pass was tipped. Out of bounds by Sydney Austin. She got the last little finger on it. It's going to be captain's ball with 4:52 to go in the second quarter. 29-27, Christopher Newport leads it. Foster bounce pass over to Gallagher. Rader over to Foster inside to Costley. Layup. First attempt, no good. Second attempt, no good as Michaela Ray hits the floor hard. And looks like there's going to be a foul on Zoe Costley. The ball's going to come back over to the Pacers. As Baker is going to take the ball from the referee down on the other end. To my right. Into Cross, now swinging it around. Good ball movement by the Pacers. Find Michaela Ray on the other end. Handoff to Sydney Austin again, man. She's been great this quarter as she ties the game 29-all. 4:14 to go in the second quarter. Wide open mid-range two-pointer from Jasmine Norman, though, puts the captains back on top by 2, 31-29 with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Michaela Ray, good defense there by Foster. Looks like it's going to draw a foul, though. A foul on Jessica Foster, sophomore guard out of Woodbine, Maryland. And we're going to have some swaps now for Christopher Newport. That was Foster's first foul of the game. Bailey Hodges comes in, Sandra Fan comes in, Simmons comes in, and Kirkland comes in. Complete swap of that lineup out there for Christopher Newport. Michaela Ray goes inside against Williger, and she's going to actually get called for the travel. Looks like it could have potentially been a foul there on Williger, but not before Ray apparently took a few extra steps. 29-31, Pacers down 2 with 3:40 to go in the second quarter. Kirkland scanning the floor, looking for something. A pick there by Williger. Left corner, Fan into Williger inside. No good, into the hands of Michaela Ray. Sydney Austin will bring it up, guarded by Kirkland. Bounce pass over to Cross. Cross kicks it to the left. There's Mock. Three looked like it had a chance, but it goes in and out. Kirkland over to Williger. Three-pointer, no good, hard off the backboard, but into the hands of Fan. And now to Williger, but she lost it. Pacers will bring it up their way. Baker has it. Fumbled it around a little bit as she was defended by Fan. Here's Cross going inside on the left side. Layup good, 31-31. We got a tie ball game with almost 2.5 to go in the second quarter. Kirkland pass inside to Simmons. And it looks like that's going to be a 3-second lane violation on Simmons. As the Pacers will get the ball right back. 8th turnover of the game now for Christopher Newport. It's actually Ter Williger on the turnover. As Pacers go down and lose it. That was Mock that lost that ball. And it's going to come right back to Christopher Newport. 2:23 to go, 31-31. Captains slow up the pace just a little bit. Hodges crosses the midcourt logo, defended by Cross. Bounce pass over to Fan. Now inside to Terwilliger. She's had a lot of luck today down there, and she's going to have a travel called against her. Terwilliger 4 of 8 from the field, most of those coming right under the hoop. As the Pacers bring it up the floor, Sydney Austin inside, guarded by Terwilliger, and that bucket's going to go. Sydney Austin having a great quarter, 33-31. She gives the lead back to the Pacers by 2, and now Pacers get it right back. Baker over to Cross. Cross almost lost it. Now here's Sydney Austin again. She's got it again. 35-31, 4-point lead by the Pacers, and now a turnover. Cross, 2, off the iron, no good. And a foul by Cross as she went for that rebound off of her missed shot. Man, Sydney Austin, what a quarter. Junior forward from Acrocoke High School. She leads the team in rebounds with 21. But rebounding hasn't been what she's been doing this quarter, as she's been a main reason why the Pacers have that lead back. 35-31 with just under a minute and a half to go in the second quarter. Hodges pass over to Fan. She goes strong to the right side. Blocked by Ray. Sydney Austin with it. Defended by Fan, and it looks like that's going to be a reach-in foul on Fan for sure. 1:09 to go in the second quarter. 35-31 Pacers up 4. Indeed, a foul by Fan. That's her first of the game, as Sydney Austin's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. First free throw, nothing but net. As that's going to push up that Pacer lead now. 36-31. Sydney Austin, first free throw gave her 12 points. Second attempt, no good. Fan brings it up for the Captains. About a minute to go in the half. 36-31. Pacers lead it by 5 as we are now under the 1-minute mark. 18 on the shot clock. Handoff to Fan. Inside. And a whistle is blown. And that's going to be a foul on Lauren Cross of the Pacers. 51.2 on the clock. Second foul for Cross. Smiley comes to the scorer's table to check in for Cross. Coach Smith not looking for any foul trouble from one of her key players, as we're in a really tight game, 36-31. Pacers up 5 as the first free throw from Fan is no good. Michaela Ray, Sydney Austin switch sides down there on the low block as the second free throw is up and good to cut into the Pacer lead, make it a 4-point Pacer lead, 47 seconds. Captains in a full court press defense. Baker double teamed. And looks like that's going to be a turnover for Sierra Baker. Her second of the game. As Terwilliger is going to check in now for Julia Hobbs. And Kiera Williams is going to check in for Michaela Ray. That's her first minutes of the game. 40 seconds to go. 36-32, your Pacer lead as a layup attempt, no good by Terwilliger. Sydney Austin gives it off to Smiley on the right side, just beyond the arc on the right corner, and she loses it. And out of bounds, looks like it went off of a Pacer, not sure which one, but regardless, it's going to be back Christopher Newport way as shot clock is off, 25 seconds on the clock. And looks like the captains of Christopher Newport are going to probably get the last possession of the half. 36-32, Pacers up 4. Fan right wing defended by Baker. Right corner, Hodges into Terwilliger. Wide open right corner three. In and out. Anaya Simmons attempted the putback layup, but no good. And that's going to do it for the first half here in Raleigh. Pacers lead it 36-32. We'll hope you'll rejoin us for the second half in about 15 minutes here on the Pacer Sports Network. Don't go away. All right, we're getting ready to start the second half here on the Pacers Sports Network. William Peace with some late first half momentum to put them in the lead, 36-32 going into the half. Really a back and forth contest, for most of the first half. It started off with a lot of back and forth by both teams. Then it went to more Christopher Newport way, and then the Pacers kind of took it, the momentum right into the half as we are ready to go. Pacers inbound the ball as Baker over to the right corner. Khadijah Daniels, two-pointer no good, but rebounded by Sanders, who tried to put it back up, but no good. And now Fan for Christopher Newport brings it down as they get their first crack at a goal here in the half, and no good by Fan, as the miss was into the hands of Jamisha Sanders. But she loses it out of bounds. Christopher Newport's going to keep it here on their side of the floor. To our left on the scores table, Terwilliger. Big key to that first half by the Captains. Her first shot of the half, no good. Good defense there by Michaela Ray. Terwilliger had 8 points down low in the paint in the first half. Captains start out the half in that full court defense, and it pays off as Fan gets a steal. Kirkland inside, handoff to Simmons. And she's going to get the bucket and get an and one attempt, as she is already out at the line, ready to go. That foul on Jamisha Sanders, her second. Free throw good. And 35-36 is your score. With 9:09 to go, Pacers still up one. Michaela Ray almost had an and one attempt. That ball just hit the back iron and out. But she will get 2 free throws. Ray with 6 points in that first half. 3 or 4 from the field was Ray, as the first free throw was going to fall through to put that Pacer lead back out to 2. Here she goes dribbling for her second attempt. And nothing but net. Pacers lead it by 3, 38-35, 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Swinging it around to the left corner. 3-point attempt by Simmons is good, and that's going to tie this thing up at 38 with 8:45 to go. Dribbling inside, now a handoff to Cross. And a deep 2 is going to put the Pacers back up 40-38 with 8.5 to go in the third quarter. Here's Fan. Captains bring it up quick. Terwilliger at the top of the key. A handoff to Kirkland, and intercepted into the hands of Khadijah Daniels. She brings it up, defended by Fan, as she hits the floor hard. Layup no good. She's going to go to the line for 2. Daniels with 2 points in that first half. She was 1 of 2 from the field. Daniels, a senior guard from Greenville, North Carolina, leads this team so far this season in free throw percentage, 88.9. And she improves it there with the first free throw going through. 41-38, Pacers lead by 3 with 8:15 to go. That foul on Sandra Fan, guard for the Captains. That was her second. Khadijah Daniels gets the second free throw to go. Fan, as the Captains have been really good about getting the ball up the floor quick in transition today. They're down 4. 2-point attempt, no good from Kirkland. Simmons hit the floor hard, but was helped up by Michaela Ray of the Pacers. And it's going to stay here with the Captains of Christopher Newport. Bailey Hodges is going to take it out with Cross defending in front. Back into the hands of Kirkland off the inbound pass. Missed layup. She gets her own rebound, but blocked by Ray. And Ray saves it and tosses it over to Baker down the floor before it could go out of bounds. Pump fake. Gets the jump from Simmons. And now a whistle. Looks like a blocking foul. And we're going to have a sub now for the Captains. That foul on Hodges, her second. Fan checks out of the game for Jasmine Norman. One and only sub there for Christopher Newport as a layup is good by Jamisha Sanders. She's got 6 points. 44-38 Pacers lead. Right corner now. And left wing, now swinging it to the left corner, a drive inside by Hodges. There's a whistle. And that's going to be a blocking foul on Jamisha Sanders, looks like. Her third of the game. Sydney Austin's going to check in for Sanders. Major cog for the Pacers in that second quarter momentum that ultimately gave them the lead going into the half. And now a layup, swift little move by Hodges is going to make that Pacer lead a little smaller, 44-40 with 7:06 to go. Pacers still lead by 4. Cross dribbles on the left side, inside, wide open layup. Nobody even in her way in the lane. 46-40 with 6:54 to go. Pacers lead it by 6. Norman off to Terwilliger. And now a pass. Hodges inside, out to Norman, and a turnover for Norman into the hands of Khadijah Daniels. Daniels down low. Nothing there for her. She passes out to Michaela Ray near the logo at midcourt. Energy picking up here at the Herm. Momentum growing for the Pacers, and that added a little more to it. Lauren Cross was a little quiet in the first half, but there she is, 49-40, biggest lead of the day for the Pacers, and there's a timeout by Christopher Newport. 49-40, Pacers lead it with 6:17 to go in the third quarter. Nice little burst of momentum to add on to what they already created going into halftime. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere on the Pacers Sports Network. Welcome back to the Pacers Sport Network. There's a quick little timeout break called by Christopher Newport. Bill Broderick, head coach of the Captains in his 8th season. As players are back onto the floor, momentum in Pacers' favor ever since really the second half of the second quarter. And it continues here now with 6:11 to go in the third quarter. 49-40, Pacers lead it. Ng thought about a deep three, but hands it off to the left wing, where Jasmine Norman attempted that three. Didn't go. Rebound by Terwilliger. Ball back up, but out. And now Pacers bring it fast as Baker gets double-teamed and has to get rid of it. And a whistle from the official. It's going to stay here with the Pacers. Julia Hobbs checking in for Terwilliger now for the Captains. Sierra Baker with the ball out of bounds, looking for some options, and a deep pass to Sydney Austin at the top of the key, and now she hands it off to Cross. She's guarded by Kirkland, a pass over to Austin. Thought about a three, little stutter step. Pass into Ray, spin move, but just short off the front of the iron. And now here come the Captains. Jessica Foster on the right wing, a handoff to Norman, swinging it around now in the left corner, a drive inside by Kirkland. Kirkland takes a deep shot. Not sure if it was a three or not. Doesn't matter Doesn't matter anyway because it went out and out of bounds. Pacers are going to get it back with 5:13 to go in the third quarter, 49-40. Pacers up 9, their biggest lead of the game. This now looks like Sydney Austin, for whatever the reason, is going to get a pair of free throws. Pacers on a 5-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 1 second as Austin gets her first free throw to go. (50-40) now. Pacers have that lead to double digits. Second free throw good from Austin. They're up by 11. Biggest lead of the game by any team, I believe, and it's 5:07 to go in the third quarter. Ng swings it around, deflected by Khadijah Daniels and out of bounds. Looks like it's going to stay here with the captains, though. 51-40. Pacers up 11, 5:03 to go in the third quarter. Deep three. And off to the left. Foster, deep three. She's going to get another one. She hits that one, though. It was a little closer in, but still deep nonetheless, as it cuts that Pacer lead back to single digits, 51-43. 8-point lead by the Pacers with 4:42 to go in the third quarter. Khadijah Daniels into Austin. Layup good as she did some work on Julia Hobbs. Foster. Ng looking for some options. She's a little bit on the right wing. She finds McInnes, who gives it back to her. Now both players hit the floor from the Pacers and the captains. Ball goes out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be a blocking foul called on Sydney Austin, though. 53-43, 10-point lead by the Pacers with 4:18 to go in the third quarter. Nautica Smiley's going to check in for Lauren Cross. That second foul there by Sydney Austin, who's been the biggest player probably today for the Pacers, who's helped them get this 10-point lead. Wide open three, left wing. Felicia McInnes, no good though, but rebounded by the captains. Deep three by Foster, who hit one just a little while ago. No good. Pacers back over here to the right of the scorers table, and now we've got a whistle blown. And that's going to be a foul on Julia Ng, her second personal of the day. Khadijah Daniels is going to go to the line, who leads her team in free throw percentage, was 88.9% before the beginning of this game today, as she's going to hit the first shot. Daniels, a starter for the Pacers last year. Looks like she's mostly coming off the bench this year. At least she did today, and she has here lately. Daniels with 5 points. She's 3 of 3 from the line. Make that 4 of 4 as Pacers extend that lead again to the biggest it's been by any team, 12 points. 55-43, 4:01 to go in the third quarter. Couple of substitutions for the captains. A couple of substitutions for the Pacers. Captains and Pacers with some substitutions. 55-43. Bailey Hodges looking for some options. She's not really finding it. She finds Fan on the right wing. Pass inside to Terwilliger, and it rolls in. 3:40 to go in the third quarter. Captains back in the full court press defense. Khadijah Daniels gets trapped. Finds Smiley, now back over to Daniels. Drives inside, kicks it off to Emmanuel, but shot no good. Captains are bringing it back their way. Here's Fan, a little floater, too strong off the iron, and into the hands of Khadijah Daniels. Pass down the floor to Mock, and bounce pass to Sydney Austin. A little inaccurate, and it's going to be a turnover for Mock. Her second of the game, 3:06 to go in the third quarter. Here's Hodges at the top of the key. She's guarded by Smiley of the Pacers. Simmons, layup up and under Sydney Austin. And now Christopher Newport building a little bit of momentum as we come down the stretch here in the third quarter with 2:46 to go. Here's Austin, deep two, too strong off the iron, but Smiley gets it before it can go out of bounds, and Khadijah Daniels has it at the top of the key while the Pacers reset. Foster tried to swat it away, but no luck. Smiley loses her dribble and into the hands of the Captains' defenders, more specifically into the hands of Hodges for the Captains. Little crossover step, layup too strong, and it's going to go back to the Pacers as intensity's building up by both sides. With 2:18 to go in the third quarter, Pacers lead at 55-47. They're up 8. Daniels checks it out for the Pacers. Looking for some options, finds Mock, who gets double teamed, and now over to Khadijah Daniels. Driving through strong. There's Austin again. A layup, swirls around and in. Count the bucket, and she's going to get an and one attempt. Sydney Austin, the leading performer by far for the Pacers, as she's a big reason they're up by 10 right now. As we're going to have a substitution now for the Captains. Ing is going to check in for Terwilliger, as Sydney Austin will get one shot, attempt to make it a three-point play that would put the Pacers up 11 with 2:10 to go in the third quarter, and that's exactly what she does. 58-47 Pacers. Hodges quickly down the floor to Fan, guarded by Mock. Simmons thought about a three but decided to give it off to Foster, who took a deep three. She's taken quite a few of those today, as ball and players come crashing over here to the scorer's table to my right. And looks like it's going to stay here with the Captains as Fan is right in front of the scorer's table and finds Hodges. Hodges over to Fan. She drives in, left corner, wide open three, but short off the iron for Foster. As there's a minute 40 to go in the third quarter, Pacers lead it by 11, 58-47. Looks like there's going to be some type of foul somewhere, as that was Julia Ing called for the foul, her third personal. Kiera Williams of the Pacers will get a few free throw attempts. Free throw no good. Coach Graham Smith in his second season has three of his players over there on the side marking up a quick play, as Williams gets ready to take her second free throw attempt. Would have been her first point of the day, but no good, as Fan brings it up for the Captains. She's on the left wing, gives it off to Foster. Thought about a deep three. She's taken a few of those, but she gives it off to Ing. Now right wing, now back up to Foster. She'll take that deep three, but hard again. She hasn't made many of them. And into the hands of Khadijah Daniels, guarded by Fan. Fan falls to the ground. Daniels falls to the ground. There's a whistle. Khadijah Daniels holding that left hip, as it looks like it's going to be Pacer ball as we're heading down to Pacers direction here to my right. A substitution now for Christopher Newport, as Kirkland checks in for Foster. Norman also heading over here to the floor, and she's going to check in for Sandra Fan with a minute 19 to go. First free throw good from Daniel. She's perfect on the day, as that extends the Pacer lead to 12, 59-47. Khadijah Daniels spins the ball in her hands off of that free throw routine and nails the second one, 60-47. Pacers up 13 with a minute 12 to go in the quarter. A drive in, layup, swings around the net and good from Anaya Simmons of Christopher Newport to make it a 60-49 ball game. Pass inside, to Kiera Williams, who will get her first points of the day down low. 62-49. Pacers put the lead right back at 13. Simmons hands it off to Kirkland. She's guarded by Mock. Fans on their feet for the Pacers. That was great defense by Mock, and she's going to draw a foul. And that's going to be a foul on Mock, who was her defender there. 2 shots coming up for Kirkland. 62-49, Pacers up 13 with 38.1 to go in the quarter. First free throw is good from Kirkland. She's got 7 points today, 3 of 10 from the field, 1 of 1. That was her first free throw. 17 minutes played by Kirkland. And with this free throw, she's going to make it and cut that lead by the Pacers down to 11 with 36 seconds on the clock. The clock ticking away. Full court press defense. Mock gets trapped, finds Daniels. Daniels down the field. Quick. Intercepted by Ing. But now right back into the hands of Khadijah Daniels. 20 seconds on the clock. Shot clock down. Wide open 3. Sydney Austin had a look, but she decides to pass it up to Khadijah Daniels to reset. 10 seconds to go. They're going to take the last shot of the quarter right here. Khadijah Daniels, shot inside, good! Out of control shot by Daniels, but she hits it right in the face of her defender. And now the buzzer sounds. Mariah Parton took a last-minute shot. She didn't get it off in time. 64-51. Pacers lead this one going into the fourth and final quarter here at the Herm. Don't go anywhere on the Pacers Sports Network. Welcome back to the Pacers Sports Network. Pacers lead this one 64-51, heading into the fourth and final quarter tonight here at the Herm. Sydney Austin for the Pacers. What a game she's having. 19 points. She leads the Pacers in scoring. 7 from 11 from the field. As Norman passes it over to Winky, who hasn't seen a lot of time today. This actually might be her first minutes of the game. Pick set for Norman. Ing over to Winky at the top of the key. Hands off to Kirkland. Wide open three-pointer, no attempt taken by Ing as she gives it to Norman, who's defended by Parton of the Pacers. Drives in, pass tipped by Parton, but into the hands of one of her teammates, Anaya Simmons, who puts the ball up and in to cut that Pacer lead down to 11, 64-53. Wild pass to Michaela Ray, but she's able to handle it. And there's an offensive foul as Ing stood her ground and bodied up Ray. As we're going to have a sub, Terwilliger is going to check in for the captain. She's going to come in for Anaya Simmons. Michaela Ray with that offensive foul that gave the ball to the captains. That was Ray's second foul of the game. She's been pretty good at not fouling down low today. Hand off to Kirkland. Ing down to the right corner. Norman tried to drive in, but she kicked it back out to Ing, swinging it around. Winky layup, missed it. Blocked by Ray. Winky missed her layup, got her own rebound, put it up again, only to get blocked by Ray. Ray's 5th block of the game, as she's been one of the key defenders for the Pacers today. And now Kirkland will have it at the top of the key for the captains. Winky towards the midcourt logo, now towards the right side, dribbles around, finds Norman. Inside to Terwilliger, who's been their leading scorer today, mostly on the inside, as that's where the captains have been strong today. 64-55 is that lead now for the Pacers. Cut to single digits with 8:26 to go in the game. Khadijah Daniels dribbles down low, and up and in. Looks like it was going to fall out, but it did not, and puts that lead to double digits again for the Pacers. 66-55, they lead by 11 with 8:12 to go. Ng, deep three, and hard off the iron, no good. But a rebound offensively. Layup no good. Another offensive rebound by Terwilliger, but her layup attempt no good. And now it looks like the Pacers are going to get it back. A lot of offensive rebounds from the captains, but they're just not getting a lot of these shots to fall, most of them being really bad three-point attempts as Mock passes it into Khadijah Daniels. Sanders down to Michaela Ray, guarded by Terwilliger. Up and under, short off the iron and out of bounds. It's going to come back to the captains. As I mentioned, three-point shooting has been a weak spot for the captains today. They're 2 of 24, and a lot of the shots they're taking are just not quality looks. As Terwilliger's going to come out of the game, and Anaya Simmons will go in. As Ng came off the floor thinking she was getting subbed in for, but it turns out she just was not paying much attention. Coach Broderick didn't like that too much. Captains with the ball. Fan drove in, whistle blown, and there's going to be a foul charged to Mock of the William Peace Pacers. And Fan will head over here to the left of the scores table to check out the ball. And she'll find Winky, who gives it back over to Ng. Here's Fan. She's guarded by Parton. She drives in, finds Ng. Right wing three, short, up, and into the hands of Jamisha Sanders. Finds Mock down the floor, but swatted away. And into the hands of Khadijah Daniels, whose layup attempt was no good. Ball out of bounds, it's coming back captain's way. Hodges checks in for Ng. 7:14 to go in the ball game. Winky scanning the floor, looking for some options. Pacers up 11 with 7:02 to go in the game. Right side, pretty wide open layup attempt off the backboard. Bad miss. Michaela Ray hits the floor hard. And that's going to be a foul charged to Anaya Simmons. Some subs now for the Pacers. That was Simmons' first foul of the game. Baker Cross in for the Pacers. Parton and Mock are out. Baker trapped over on the right side, finds Michaela Ray, who's now Ray's getting double teamed. Wide open shot, good! Mock, 16 points for Mock as she hit that three to give the Pacers an even bigger lead, 69-55, 6:23 to go in the game. The answer, no good from the captains. Kirkland tried to answer that with a left corner three of herself. Another offensive rebound for the captains is now Fan takes a three, but it was wide right. Cross coming down the floor hard, and she finishes. Biggest lead in the game for the Pacers at 16, 71-55, just under 6 minutes to go. Pacers growing that lead, growing their momentum. Kirkland, floater good to try and answer for the captains. Pacers trying to put the bow on this potential win here at the Herm. Layup attempt no good from Sanders. And now here comes the captains. Winky brings it up, finds Fan. Drives inside on the right. Layup attempt no good. A foul, whistle blown. And it looks like that foul is going to be on Sanders, as she'll most likely check out. She will. Sydney Austin checks in for Sanders. Sydney Austin, top scorer for the Pacers at 19. She's followed by Cross at 18. Cross and Austin, main forces for your Pacers today. A big reason for that 71-57 lead with 5.5 to go, 5:28 more specifically, 20 seconds on the shot clock. And Hodges looking for some options. And she'll find Norman inside to Terwilliger. Layup attempt no good, rebounded by Simmons. She goes up and whistle blown. And it's going to go to the Pacers. That was Simmons' second foul of the game. Khadijah Daniels will check it in to Cross. Now back over to Daniels. Good defense by the captains. Austin down the floor. Now Ray on the right wing. Ray still on the right wing. She finds Austin at the top of the key, who will pause and hand it off to Cross. Pick Austin. Another pick by Austin. 7 on the shot clock. Khadijah Daniels. And now intercepted by Fan. Bounce pass. And one attempt as the bucket falls. Anaya Simmons with that bucket, and she's going to go to the line to try and tack on one more for a three-point play. 71-59, Pacers still up by 12 with 4:45 to go. Coach Graham Smith is going to take a quick timeout with 4:45 on the clock left in the game. And that's going to be a full timeout. We're going to take a short break, but don't go anywhere, as this is going to be a good finish here on the Pacers Sports Network. Welcome back to the Pacers Sports Network. Both teams back on the floor. Anaya Simmons looking on to tack an extra point to give her a three-point play, and it would cut the Pacer lead down to 11. And that's exactly what she does as that free throw falls. 71-60. Pacers lead it by 11 with 4:42 on the clock. Cross quickly up the floor and now dribbles it back outside near the midcourt logo. Picked by Austin. Now a handoff to Daniels. Austin three-point attempt, wide open and just short. Good look there by Austin. One of her rare misses today. Norman swings it around, and now Fan has it, guarded by Baker. Three-point attempt no good for Simmons. And now here's Michaela Ray. Layup doesn't even draw iron, and now off the backboard. And this is quickly becoming a back-and-forth affair with not a lot of scoring and just wild heaves as shots for both sides of this. Just under 4 minutes to go in the game. And now Wild out of bounds. And it's going to come back to the Pacers. And here comes Kirkland as a sub for the captain. She's going to come in for Anaya Simmons. 71-60, still your score. Pacers lead it by 11, 3:54 on the clock. That turnover by Norman was her second of the game. Khadijah Daniels dribbles past Fan, finds Austin down low with an easy layup on the left side. 13-point lead now by the Pacers, 73-60 with 3:40 to go. Norman finds Fan, deep three-point attempt, no good, but tipped over by Kirkland back to Fan, who drives in, layup attempt, no good, blocked by Ray. Fan hits the floor, Terwilliger bodies up Ray for an offensive foul. Good defense by Michaela Ray. 3:23 to go in the game, 73-60, your lead, Pacers up 13. Terwilliger's been a big part of that download offense by the captains. And she's had pretty good success today, but not there drawing the offensive foul as Cross dribbles out. Now down low, little fade jump, no good, and into the hands of Terwilliger, another rebound for her. Fan dribbles down the floor, down low, guarded by Austin. That time she got it, layup attempt good. 3 minutes to go, 11-point lead by the Pacers, 73-62. Cross will lob down to Austin, and she's going to get fouled as she's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Austin with 21 points today. She leads the Pacers in scoring, followed by Cross with 18 points. Austin 5 of 6 from the free throw line today. She's going to get 2 more cracks at it. Pacers lead by 11, 73-62, 2:49 on the clock. And that first free throw attempt good by Austin. Pacers, one of their last 5 field goal attempts, as I mentioned earlier. A lot of just heaving shots by both sides, as the second free throw was no good by Austin. Norman guarded by Baker, and now Fan goes over to find Hodges. Layup attempt hard, and Austin comes down with it. Cross trying to slow some momentum. 2.5, just under 2.5 to go in the game. Pacers up 12, and pass intercepted by a captain's defender. Pass, shot blocked by Ray. Kirkland's shot missed. Pacers get it back, long pass down to Sydney Austin. Drives inside, and she's going to get 2 more free throw attempts. Good aggression by Austin with 2:07 to go in the game. Pacers lead by 12, 74-62. That foul on Hodges, her third. Austin 6 of 8 from the line today. Big game today by Sydney Austin's of your Pacers as she hits her first free throw. 75-62, 13-point lead by the Pacers. As thought we had a sub, but the referee's going to motion her back over to the scorer's table, and we're going to let Austin get that free throw off first. Austin with 23 points. Could have made it 24 there, but she misses her second free throw attempt. Fan drives in, hard off the iron, and Baker comes down with it. Michaela Ray down the cross. Goes past 2 defenders and draws a foul. Foul on Sandra Fan, sophomore guard out of Poquoson, Virginia. as now those subs will come in for Christopher Newport with 1:50 to go. Cross, who led the Pacers in a lot of categories, free throw percentage not being one of them, but she's right there on the tail of Khadijah Daniels for top free throw percentage, as she just improved her percentage there, making the first shot, 76 to 62. Pacers up 14 with just under 2 minutes to go. Pacers looking to put the bow on this win and their home opener as they lead it by 15, 77-62. Norman drives in and was kicking it out to Gallagher, the freshman guard out of Midlothian, Virginia, but wild pass out of bounds is going to come back to the Pacers with 1:41 to go, and they lead it by 15. Baker, defended by Gallagher, finds Cross. Freeland hit the floor, and now it's back up to Cross with just under 1.5 to go. Screen by Austin inside Michaela Ray, and Austin will just look up at the clock. She could have had a 3 if she wanted it, but they're trying to melt the clock. 4 on the shot clock. 3, wild shot, no good, off to the left. 1:08 remaining in the game, and it looks like a foul on Khadijah Daniels of the Pacers. Javia Winky is going to go to the line. She takes her first shot, and it's good. 77-63. Pacers still lead by 14 with just over a minute to play. Second free throw good. We're going to have a sub for Christopher Newport, as Lizzie Thibodeau is going to see her first minutes of the game. She'll check in for Simmons. Pass into Cross. Good defense here by the captains as they're still being aggressive even though the game's pretty much done. Austin goes up and she's fouled. And she's going to get 2 more free throw attempts. She's had 10 already. She's hit 7 of those attempts today. As we are under a minute here at the Herms, 77-64. Pacers lead by 13. First free throw attempt by Austin is good. Make that lead 78-64. And now 79-64. Pacers lead it by 15. Austin with 25 points. 9 of 12 from the line. Gallagher guarded by Austin. And weak layup attempt by Winky, but saved by Gallagher. Guarded by Austin. She goes up. Good defense by Austin. Looks like there's going to be a foul. That foul on Baker for the Pacers. Gallagher's going to get a few free throw attempts for the captains, as we're going to ride this one out here at the Herm with 33.9 on the clock. Pacers will likely let the clock drain down. 33 on the game clock. They'll have 30 seconds on the shot clock. Both free throws good by Gallagher, 65-79. Pacers up 13 with 30 seconds to go. Baker, little crossover dribble, finds Cross, now down to Austin. Khadijah Daniels and the Pacers just playing keep away at this point as they're trying to let this clock melt, as it's now down to 16. Michaela Ray with a left corner 3, got it! And she puts the exclamation point on this Pacer home opener win. 3-pointer short. And Daniels is going to hold it, and we are done here at the Herm. 82-68, your final. Big home opening win for the Pacers, as they will improved to 4-1 with a winning streak of 2. As the teams will shake it up. Your leading performers today for the Pacers: Sydney Austin with 25 points, Lauren Cross with 20. That's going to do it for us here at the Herm. The Pacers of William Peace get the big win, 82-68, over the captains of Christopher Newport. Next game for the Pacers is going to be on the road at Bridgewater College. Next home game for the Pacers is going to be against St. Augustine on November 27th. So until then, we hope you enjoyed your time on the Pacer Sports Network.